Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoy the video and would like to receive notification of my future video postings, please subscribe. During my years as a college student, I worked in a Chinese restaurant. And during the time, there was a very popular dish among the customers. It is known as mushu pork. I remember that dish very well because I have cooked them many times. It is a dish that cooked with strips of pork tenderloin, and it combines with mushroom and other vegetables. I like that dish, but I never cook them very much at home because it's fairly labor intensive, because I have to find the pork tenderloin and then slice them up into strips. However, my attitude toward mushu pork changed during a trip when I visited my cousin in Canada. I will call her Marge for the purpose of this video. Marge is an excellent cook, and I always enjoy the food that she makes. She is very creative, and she makes a lot of changes, very much like the template-based method which I right now used. She will use a basic template and often come up with many different variations. One of the dishes that she cooked I really enjoy is a variation of mushu pork. So in this variation, instead of using pork tenderloin cut up into strips, she used ground pork. Not only I find that the flavor is better, but more importantly, it is far more convenient in comparison to use the tenderloin strip. Now this dish has become my son's favorite. I cook them often, and I use many different variations to cook this dish. This is the version that I cooked recently when my son's friend visited us for dinner. This mushu pork dish is a very versatile dish. Traditionally, people eat it by wrap it with a tortilla-like shell, but it goes very well with rice. Or you can eat it with noodles by mix it with pasta and make it like a lo mein. So in this video, I'm going to demonstrate how I'm going to cook this mushu pork dish using ground pork. I'm going to cook this dish with my 14-inch Cuisine Art stainless steel wok. I'm going to spot season my wok before I start to cook. If you are not familiar with this method, please take a look at this video. After I heat up the wok, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of canola oil to the wok, just enough to cover the bottom of the wok. I'm going to heat up the oil until it starts to smoke gently, and then I turn the heat to low and let it smoke for about another 15 seconds. This is the time when the wok is being seasoned. I add the pork to the wok and I turn the heat back to high. At this time, I'm going to use my wok spatula to separate the ground pork and spread them out to the surface of the wok. I try to break up the pork as much as I could using the spatula. And then I add about 1 cup of chopped onion. The chopped onion is important because it blends better into the texture of this dish. Next, I'm going to add about 1/4 cup of chopped jalapeno pepper. This will not make the dish very spicy, but it will give the dish an interesting and complex flavor. My son loves spicy food, but neither my wife and I are too fond of food that are too spicy. So this provides a good compromise. I next add about ½ cup of sweet corn. They're frozen. I add them directly from the freezer because they will thaw out while they cook. Sweet corn is always my favorite, and I like the sweetness when you add to a dish. They make the dish more interesting. Also, the size of the sweet corn is perfect for blend into the texture of this particular dish. I then clear some space in the middle of the wok because I'm going to stir fry some black bean. Now, black bean is my wife's favorite. She loves the texture as well as the flavor in the dish. For this reason, I use black bean quite often. Anytime I want a dish with intense flavor, I always add black bean. You can take a look at this video to learn more about black bean if you are interested to incorporate it into your seasoning. Now the dish is almost done. The next step is for me to season the dish. I'm going to season the dish heavily because I know the people who are going to have dinner with us, they are accustomed to eating food that with a strong flavor. I'm going to start out with some dark soy sauce that will not only make the dish salty as well as to give the color to the dish. Dark soy sauce is different from light soy sauce. It is more have a smoky flavor to it. I then follow by add some basic seasoning mix to the dish. If you are not familiar with this seasoning mix, you can take a look at this video and to find out what are the components. At this point, I did a taste test and to see what else I like to add to the dish. I then decided that I would add some oyster sauce to increase the savoriness of the dish. I'm also going to add some hoisin sauce to provide some sweetness to the dish. Okay, now the dish is almost done. The last step is I'm going to add some chopped red pepper. This mainly to provide color to the dish. For me to retain the intense red color of the red pepper, I do not want to cook them too much. So after a few stir, the dish is ready to serve. I then transfer the dish to a serving plate. The total cook time of this dish is less than 6 minutes. Because of prepping in advance, this dish takes very little time to cook. I have everything already cut up before I start cooking the dish. All I have to do is to retrieve the items from the refrigerator. This template has many applications, and you can put in many different modifications and adjustments to suit different situations. I remember Marge told me one of the versions that she used very often for her grandchildren is that she will use this template, but she will cook it with tomato sauce, and quite often she will add ketchup to it. She will add different kind of vegetables, and she will use this dish to introduce vegetables to her grandchildren. In other situations, that she will cook this dish almost like a chili by putting in chili powder, and she will use it like a sloppy joe. In another situation, she will flavor the dish like a Mexican taco dish. She will add chili powder and cumin to create a Mexican flavor. To me, one of the greatest advantage of this particular template is that because you cook it in the wok, it can be cooked very rapidly. When I served this dish to the group of friends that visiting us on that particular evening, they all enjoyed it very much. They said they particularly like the appearance of the dish with the red pepper, with the yellow corn, and the green jalapeno pepper. It makes the dish vibrant. Over the years, I started to pay a lot of attention to the appearance of the food, partly because one of my friends, she's excellent in creating color in her dish. She often makes the point to me, what we see is as important as how it tastes in our culinary experience. I always have a lot of fun in cooking this dish because it gives me a sense of creativity as well as satisfaction of able to do it so quickly. This is an example of the application of my fast cooking system, where flavor chasing, advanced prepping, stir frying, and template-based cooking to put together in such a way that to make home cooking both enjoyable, creative, and sustainable. In my case, I always find every time I walk into the kitchen now with my fast cooking system, I do not feel stress. Rather than I feel a sense of relaxation. I could have a very busy and hectic days, and sometimes maybe an upsetting day. But once I enter the kitchen, all those tensions seems to fade away, and I enjoy my time in creating something that I would enjoy eating. And for this reason, I no longer find eating at a restaurant to be something I want to do, because I would feel far more relaxed and stress-free when I'm in my own kitchen. So in many ways, home cooking for me now is not only important for my physical health, but it's also important for my psychological wellness. Thank you for watching. I'm posting video on a regular basis, usually about one each day. And if you'd like to receive notification of my future video postings, please subscribe. If you enjoy watching this video, please click the like icon below because this will help me to expand my audience base. I'll see you next time.